Well, I kind of need your help finding my vinyl with this song on it. Whoa, that the same picture? It is the same picture. It's not that one though. Sorry, Bones. Not that one. Technically. Oh no, yeah, it's that. It's on that one too. Oh yeah, Nowhere Man. But it's on Rubber Soul. This band is so confusing. But I love it. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. I hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am, because we are finally here, my friends. Rubber Soul. It's time for the rubber to meet the pavement in my soul. Sorry, I'll stop. We're gonna be listening to the track Nowhere Man off of Rubber Soul today, courtesy of our patron Laura A. Thank you, Laura, as always. And I actually recorded 2 Beatles videos today, just in case. If they both get blocked, I'm gonna feel so stupid, but that's okay, because I'll take 2 Beatles videos, that's fine. I did the Anthology 2 version of A Day in the Life, but I know that one's gonna get blocked. I just know it, because every Anthology 2 one gets blocked. So, this is a John Lennon song, I believe. Well, it was written by John Lennon, credited to Lennon. McCartney. Peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the US. Number 1 on the chart compiled by Record World magazine, as it did the RPM 100 chart in Canada and in Australia. It was also released as a single in some countries where it had been included on Rubber Soul, including Australia, where it topped the singles chart. So this song basically went crazy, and I've never heard of it, and that's so funny. Obviously, because I was born in 1990 something. So I'm very excited to listen to this, because we've been chatting about Rubber Soul forever. And obviously, I'm going to listen to this track, and then I'm probably by next weekend going to do Rubber Soul in full. Well, just watch. That's what's going to happen. All right, here we go. Nowhere Man. It's also a remix, I guess, as well. I forgot to mention that Laura found a more boosted vocals sort of thing. You know, I don't know exactly what it is, so I guess we're going to find out. But here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command.
Whoa. That bass is crazy.
He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to
Is he talking about himself?
see. Nowhere man,
That line gave it away.
you see me at all. Nowhere man, don't worry, take your time, don't
Ringo's laying it down too.
it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world's at your command.
This is so cool.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
Just like that. Hmm. Oh, and then it just fades out. Oh, I do so much talking. My mouth gets dry. Man, that's such a shame that he had such a negative self image of himself. I've noticed that in his lyrics, even in his solo stuff. He does have this kind of nature to him where he's lost. I feel like even though he's part of the most successful band of all time, basically. But they didn't really know that in the moment. I'm guessing when when Rubber Soul came out, um, which I believe was what 1965. Is that when that came out? No, that was 1966. It was released as a single, but Rubber Soul came out in the UK December 3rd, 1965. So yeah, 1965. I know that they were huge, but they probably didn't know at the time that their music was going to have the impact it was going to have, like, even with the future albums and such, and the turn that they were going to make, even though I think this is the album where the turn happens, apparently. From Please Please Me to Sergeant Pepper. It's very interesting, Uh, and John is so, he's so eloquent in how, and he's articulate, and he can explain how he feels, and also put it to an amazing song. He can just write these lyrics that really hit home. Sometimes they can be very blunt, and still get the message home, but then sometimes he's very sly with his messaging and such. There's the songs where it's very upfront in your face, and then some of them they're more subtle and nuanced. But I kind of agree with him on most of the stuff that he says, and that's why I gravitate towards him the most out of everybody in the Fab Four, shall we say? Because I feel like I'm the nowhere I'm the nowhere man as well. I was adopted. Dad passed away, so when I was like 8 or 9, so it was a rough life, shall we say. Afterwards, no siblings. Never moved until I got kicked out, and then I just couch hopped for, let's just say, a while, and lived here for a little bit, lived there, the whole addiction cycle. But, you guys know me, so just imagine me living out on the streets and still being a dirty person, shall we say. That I'd be good at it and I'd be fine, For the most part, I always kind of found a place to stay, but eventually you burn all your bridges, and then you're left on your island. Like I always say, I'm an island, That's why, because all the bridges off of here are gone for the most part, but they can be easily rebuilt. But I've just always been, I don't know, transient, shall we say, for at least half of my life, it feels like. And I just never felt like I've fit in at or been at home, because even when I did fit in, it was me faking it. It wasn't actually me. It was me pretending to be somebody else, and that's who fit in, the person I made up, not my actual being and self. And I kind of felt that loneliness and emptiness even worse when everybody would leave, because I would just invite anybody over to come hang out with me at my house because I was that lonely. And I didn't care. Come trash my house. I'll clean it up later. I don't care. It's just come be with me. And there's that gnawing, aching silence that you feel and you hear sometimes, and it sucks, And I I lived on a farm and back in the woods, and it was very interesting childhood, shall we say. But I just to say all that, I connect with John, and I definitely feel him here. I really, really do. I've always had a negative self-image of myself as well, and I've tried to work on that, but it is what it is. It must be a childhood thing. It must be something, like, I don't know. I think that people that feel that way and insecure or whatever, we just kind of grow up and learn to somewhat live with it, but we don't deal with it still, and it still bothers us in some situations. And that's me, definitely to a T. So I got stuff I got to work on, and that's okay. I definitely would say though that John's lyrics, Ringo's drumming here, the bass line was sick too. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's the same thing as always. George on lead, John Lennon double track lead vocals, acoustic rhythm guitar, lead guitar as well. Paul McCartney on bass and harmony vocal. George Harrison lead guitar, harmony vocal, and then Ringo on the drums. Um, yeah, the song appears in in the film Yellow Submarine as well, where the Beatles sing it about the character Jeremy Hillary Boob after meeting him in the Nowhere Land. So, you know, this is apparently a very famous song, and I see why. It's very heartfelt in a way, but it's also very earnest. And that's kind of what John always seemed to be, even though, like I said, he might have rubbed people the wrong way, or he might have had a little bit of anger problems like we all do, you know. I feel like he definitely was a rose that had thorns, and that's kind of how I describe myself as well, you know, because I'm a very nice person. I've got a great personality for the most part, you know. I still got plenty of stuff to work on, but you gotta love me from a distance, unfortunately. And that's just how I am. But it is what it is. That was a great track. Thank you, Laura, for a wonderful selection as always. And if you have any other recommendations by the Beatles that I haven't already done, leave it down below, because I've done Sergeant Pepper, Abbey Road, Revolver in full. I've done half of Please Please Me, half of the White Album, and now we're gonna start Rubber Soul. Just from listening to this, I have to listen to more, man, and I have to do it by like album side. So maybe we'll tackle that sometime soon, because I really want to hear it. I really do, and I miss doing the full album reactions. But if you guys give me a week or two, I'll have a new PC, and it's gonna be like an actual desktop PC, you know, gaming PC sort of thing. So I'll be able to render super long videos without a problem. It won't take hours. It won't, you know, completely, you know, stress me the hell out. I can just sit down, enjoy the album, and then render it, and should be good, right? So just stay tuned for that. Maybe we'll do that, you know. Yeah. And if you want to watch those album reactions I was just talking about, there's a Patreon right there. Woo! That's a picture of it. There's a link in the description if you want to like do requests and stuff. You can join the $15 tier or up. If you just want to watch the blocked videos for the Beatles and the album reactions, you can join any tier. It doesn't matter. And you get immediate access to all those videos. There's also a patrons only Discord you get access to as well. And then there's a PayPal as well in the description. Thanks, guys. See ya.